have to admit that I am part of the problem. We are all collectively talking about how badly we want 2016 makeup back, but none of us are doing colored eyeshadow looks. So let's get into this blue cut crease. And I'm trying to inspire those of you online to bring back 2016 makeup. And I think we should start a little early this year because I feel like people do start to bring out the deeper, more colorful, more intense makeup looks around fall and winter. Probably because we're not sweating our makeup off. There are a lot of activities in the summer where you're not going to do a full colored cut crease, okay? I do get the reasoning there. But we can talk as much as we want about bringing back 2016 makeup, but if we're not doing it, showing it, sharing it, and posting it, we're not bringing it back. The ColourPop Matte About Hue palette, which is honestly just such a cute name. Using the same brush, I'm gonna go in now to the deepest shade. Sorry, the next darkest shade. I'm going to kind of tap this where I want it. Not going to blow it out nearly as much as I did the first color. We are just literally creating a gradient by going from lightest to darkest. Notice I'm kind of tapping the pigment on first where I want it, and then I'll gently kind of blend out the edges. This eyeshadow look does come out pretty far. We have that really nice blend and gradient. I mean, seriously, I missed this. I crave this. I'm taking that third shade that we used, it's pretty dark, and connecting this to my outer corner. You can get a lot done with one singular brush. Now comes the time where we do need a smaller, more detailed brush. We're going to go into a darker blue right here. And when I'm doing really dramatic looks like this, I like to do my base after I do the majority of my eyeshadows. Don't be afraid also to get this on your lid because in all honesty, we're going to be cleaning up the lid when we're done anyway. With a clean brush, I'm just gonna go over the edges of everything, the deepest, darkest blue, and we're gonna do the same thing, but we're going to just be super careful. So we can tap this kind of where we want it. So we don't want it coming up too far. But look at that, the depth, it's giving. I'm going to take a black eyeshadow on an even smaller brush, but I'm going to mix it with that dark blue on the same brush and dust off the excess. I find if I mix it with the color that I'm trying to get it to marry to on my eye, the blend is so much easier and it's less intimidating. It kind of just darkens up the shade for you, but it's time to cut the crease. With a look this dark and dramatic, I do recommend micellar water and a Q-tip prior to putting your concealer on. Otherwise your concealer is going to turn blue. Very slowly cut the crease, and as I'm pulling the Q-tip, I am slowly rotating it and try to cut this a little bit sharper. Now, trial and error, might take a couple times. See where my eye folds? The line is directly above that. Once you feel like you've cut it pretty good, try to get the other one even. Once you feel like they're pretty even, I might go a little bit higher on this side. Then we're gonna go in with our concealer in a very, very, very flat brush. This is a brush I always use for concealer, so it has a nice, sharp, flat edge. This is a Wet n Wild brush that I paid $1 for from the Dollar Tree. It's my favorite concealer brush, seriously, ever, and it's a little bit rounded, so you get that really, really, really nice cut. But concealer you use is important. This Made by Mitchell, this is his Brighten concealer. There's oil all over it. You want a very, very light and very opaque concealer because we're going to go over this with a pretty light blue. So if you go in with a skin colored concealer, you're not going to have the same Is this leaking? Feels like this is leaking like an oil. You see how there's like an oil residue on top that's not mixing in? I trust Made by Mitchell. Droplets, do you see that? The wet. I wish you could feel it. It's like the water's just sliding over the top. We're gonna see. See how there's like water all over it? Okay, it's finally picking up so you guys can see I'm not crazy. Notice I'm stamping. That's gonna give me that really clean edge. Okay, this is what we have so far. We don't have to worry so much about this line because we'll tap everything to blend it. Let's add shadow. This is a very pretty light blue that she's got as eyeshadow, so I think we're gonna go in with this light blue, and what you want is a nice flat brush with a sharp edge. This is going to help you pack on that pigment nice and opaque, but also keep it nice and crisp. You're gonna wanna get it everywhere you put concealer and nowhere you didn't. So make sure you're getting all the way up to that line because this is a cream product and we've got to make sure it's set so it doesn't run or move. Now that is a cut crease. This is my favorite part. So once we have done this, we've cut the crease, we're gonna go back in to the very darkest shade right here on the tiniest little angled brush you can find. I got mine from Shein. People ask all the time. Tiny little angled brush from Shein. Here comes my husband on his motorcycle. And you're gonna go right, and there go my dogs. You're gonna go right up against where we cut and draw a line. And this is going to reinstate that definition, you guys. And I feel like even in 2016, no one talked about this step, and I know y'all did it. I know y'all making tutorials out there did it and left this step out because, hello, look at the difference. So worth it. Medium blue shade. So not the lightest, not the darkest. And we're gonna tap the edges right here. Nice and blended. And you can even tap out with your finger, low and slow. We're going to make sure all of the edges are perfectly blended. You guessed it. Urban Decay Space Cowboy. Honestly, why'd they name it this? Maybe I need something else. Bigger glitter. I use the Natasha Denona palette. I have this shade called Flutter. And if you just gently tap, you will just pick up the glitter to put it on. If that makes sense. I wonder if we could give it a little spritz. We're gonna have to keep our eyes like this so that we don't mess up the shadow. And then tap the glitter on. It's a little bit stickier than our fingers, so we're getting a little bit more payoff. Okay, base is on. Now let's do the under eye, okay? And I need to check the reference photo. She's got this blended out quite a bit, which is totally fine. We're gonna go back in to everything we have here and all the shades we used. We're going to the second medium blue shade. Putting this right up against the lash line. I like blowing out the under eye because I feel like the more you blow it out, the less of your wrinkles you can see. Look at all this gray hair, y'all. And a darker shade. And we're gonna build that up with the lightest shade, like we talked about. And we're going to just tap the edges. It seems like she has a very deep, dark blue eyeliner in her waterline. I'm gonna see if I own anything like that. This one. So. Really pretty. And then I'm gonna put on some bottom mascara. This is the final finished look. I added bottom mascara and threw on a lip. You guys, this is giving me the 2016 dreams. I'm so glad I did this. I missed this, and I was part of the problem. I need to be better about actually bringing this back if I'm gonna talk about wanting it to be back. What do you guys think? Stay tuned. We're gonna do more. Let me know what color you wanna see next.